Hi everyone, welcome to my lap guide for week 109 of the GTP weekly race series time trials. This week we're in the VW Golf GTI, the race modified version from 2001, and we're driving around the Nurburgring GPD circuit. I'll play the lap and then I'll go through each corner in a further detail, explaining each particular part and how I go fast around them. So approaching the first corner, I don't go to the left of the track until I'm starting to brake. So you want to brake at about the 100 meter board. You can use full brake on this corner, but as you get closer to the apex, you need to come off the brakes to get this car turned in. And then also I used a couple of dabs of the handbrake just to make sure the car's going to hit the apex. It's quite crucial that you hit the apex in this corner, because it will find you even more time around the corner. With this car, because it's a front wheel drive car, when you're going around the corners, if you are on the throttle, the car will tend to turn more, which is beneficial. Although when you're getting back on the throttle, you want to not go straight back to full throttle, because if you just plant your foot and go straight to full throttle, the car will tend to understeer a bit, and that won't actually gain you time. So what you need to do is just go up to like half throttle or maybe 3/4 throttle as you come back onto it, and then when the car starts to turn, you can go to full throttle. And that's the difference between the fastest way around the corner and a fast way around the corner. So straight after that corner, come back to the right of the track, turn in at that point, and when you start to approach the apex, lift off the throttle just to make sure you hit it. Then you can get back on it again, and again not quite full to start with. Then once you're sure that the car's stuck and you're gonna make the rest of the corner, you can go back to full. Use all the runoff you can on that bit. This is quite a tricky corner. With the brake balance I'm using, I think it was 9 at the rear and 3 at the front. You can brake hard initially, but because it's quite a tight corner, trail braking right into it as well, you'll need to come off the brakes quite a lot, because otherwise the car will just understeer wide and you'll lose heaps of time. If you're using a lower brake balance setting, like a lower brake pressure, then the car won't understeer as much. Although you'll be able to brake harder, the car won't actually stop as fast because you're using a lower pressure. So again, sometimes with this corner I did use the handbrake, although I don't think I did on this lap. So you want to get the car turned, get back on the throttle as soon as you can. You want to modulate the throttle a bit in the corner just to get it like kind of turned towards the apex. Get back on full throttle, come back right over to the left. If you get this corner right, if you turn in at the right point, it has to be exactly the right point though, it's quite hard to get exactly right. You can take this next corner full throttle. I think I just had a very slight lift on that because I did turn in slightly too late. It's just a simple run. That corner's basically just about getting the turning point right. And use all the track you can on the left, obviously. For this corner, again, it's quite tricky with the trail braking into this corner as it goes downhill towards the apex as well. So start braking just at the start of that curb on the left. Obviously, initially you can brake hard, and then as you want to turn the car into the corner, which is quite soon into the braking phase, you want to ease off the brake, and then at that point I was off the brakes. You don't want to slow the car down too much, otherwise you will lose speed through the corner and you'll continue to understeer. So you want to be able to get back on the throttle as soon as possible to pull the car around the rest of the corner. So I just ease back onto it, not full throttle, although it's quite close, but not full, until I'm sure that the car has turned past the apex and that I'm going to make the rest of the corner. Then come right over to the left, right over to the right, brake just before the 50-metre board. It's not much of a brake for that corner, just a light dab, I would have said. You don't really want to hit that curb on the inside, so aim just to miss it. And you can get back onto full throttle fairly soon, again once you're sure that the car is stuck and it's going to pull you around the corner. You can afford to use that curb on the right, but not too much. Straight again, dart back towards the left of the track. Lift off, maybe dab the brake a bit. I did find that it was actually not much difference between dabbing the brake or just lifting off in this corner. You can go through it without braking. Equally, if you are struggling to turn the car, you can just dab the brake on the way in to get the car to turn round a bit more. So as it's got turned into the corner, straight back to probably 8 or 9 out of 10 towards full throttle, and maybe lift off a bit as I'm getting it towards the apex. You'll gain a lot of time by hitting perfectly the apex on this corner. If you go wide, you will, because it's a longer route as well, you will lose time through the corner and down the next straight, which is the longest straight in the track, so it's quite important to get this corner right. Use all that curb on the left as well. Just take the smoothest line you can through that corner. Get back over to the right, and you want to brake about halfway between the 100-metre board and the 50-metre board. Hard braking initially. As you start to get closer to the apex, you want to come off the brakes a bit to make sure it gets turned, and you want to aim to use as much of that curb as you can. It's not important about the exit over there, but you just want to keep the shortest line you can and keep up your momentum. If you go wide, you will scrub off lots of speed that you can carry through that. So you just want to kind of straight line over the curb a bit, then get a good setup for this next bit, back to full throttle, just run it over the curb again as much as you can. It's not too important if you go a bit wide on that, but obviously better if you keep it tight, as you won't lose that bit of grip on the grass. This corner, it was a bit messy on this lap. just dab the brakes as you go in. Try and keep it smooth, and smooth application of the throttle as you come out of the corner, and use all of the track. And that was a lap of Nurburgring GPD. That was a 1:39.523. Please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share the video. And thanks for watching.